Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. So it is time for another Swatching Sunday, and I think I've decided to swatch some bottles that I have not yet swatched. I'm getting towards the end of my samples, and they are sitting over in the rack slowly multiplying, so I will just let them sit there for a while and multiply. We might end up with another full rack, we shall see. But I do have this whole box full of bottles that I have purchased over the past, I don't know, year or so, that I haven't swatched yet. And I don't even know if I've shown these to you. Maybe some of them I have. Maybe some of them I have swatched. But since my swatch cards are just in the leaning tower of ink over there, they're not very well organized. But I did watch Sarah Katie's video about organizing your ink cards in baseball card pages, and I have purchased some baseball card pages, so I do plan to organize my cards. So that will help me figure out which ones I have duplicated, which ones I haven't swatched, and all those kinds of fun things. So today I thought I would do some bottle swatching. So I have, I don't know, a dozen or so bottles here that need to be swatched. And I have a bunch of Colorverse inks that I haven't swatched. Those little teeny bottles that they have, man, those things are addicting. And I do have a bunch of samples that I have ordered, so I don't know if I have duplicates between the teeny bottles and the samples, and I don't know. I just have a lot of Colorverse on the brain. I love Colorverse inks. But I didn't want to do all the little bottles today because I didn't want to do all Colorverse inks. Not that there's anything wrong with Colorverse, but I don't know. We're just going to do some bottles, and we'll see how that goes. So this is obviously a bottle of Lamy Ink, and this is Lamy Blue Black. And I found this on clearance, and I got this specifically because I wanted to mix this with some vibrant pink. A few months ago, I was doing some ink mixing with dark blues, or I guess blue-black inks and pink inks, trying to recreate the ink that a pen friend had sent to Chris Signs, and that was super fun mixing those inks. But I'm definitely a beginner when it comes to ink mixing, so I only wanted to mix inks from the same brand, and I didn't have a dark blue Lamy ink to go with my vibrant pink ink. So I got this to mix, but I haven't yet mixed it. So this is Lamy Blue Black. And it is a very pretty color, and I do like blue blacks. Let me see. Where is Mr. Paper Towel? Well. We will find one. I have several partially used ones, but you know, that'll work fine. Ooh, and here's my pen rest. Okay, so now I am swatching. I'm easily distracted. Ooh, it's kind of breaking across the page. That's interesting. Did I see somewhere recently that there was a blue-black ink that was Iron Gall? Oh, it was the Twisby Blue Black. Iron Gall inks make me very nervous. As you saw from my currently over-inked video, I tend to leave ink in pens for much too long. So having an ink that needs more regular maintenance makes me nervous because I would probably forget about it and then ruin my pen, and goodness knows I don't want to do that. That is very nice. So I don't know about Iron Gall inks, but is this blue black an Iron Gall ink? I don't know. Do you use your blotting paper? I have never used my blotting paper. It seems like it's multi-layered. Huh. Yeah, it's 2-ply blotting paper. Well, what do you know? Oh, and it's got a little pattern on it too. Huh. I never looked at my blotting paper before. Well, thank you, Lamy. Thank you for being so considerate and so thoughtful about your blotting paper. All right, next up is Diamine Midnight. And Diamine makes so many beautiful blue inks, and I have a bunch of them, and I have a terrible feeling that I have this in a smaller size. Oh dear, the lid is really on. Oh, there it goes. So, ooh, look at that. Can we see that? Oh, that is beautiful. And you could see the rim of the bottle too. Ooh, very nice. So yeah, I feel like I have been buying duplicates of the Diamine blues. I bought duplicates of several inks, let's just be honest there. But I just think their blue inks are so pretty. Diamine Midnight. Yes, I was just going through my needs to be swatched box, and I found 2 of the teeny tiny bottles of Saturn V, those Colorverse inks. Oh, it's terrible. It's just terrible. So I'm trying to figure out a way to organize my inks to reduce my duplicate buying. Oh, wow. This feels much wetter on the Q-tip, and the color is just rich and beautiful. Just a rich, dark purple. Diamine, are they just the best ink company ever? I mean, seriously, they make so many gorgeous inks, and they're so reasonably priced, and they have every characteristic anybody could ever want. I don't like picking favorites, but Diamine's right at the top because they just have dozens of colors. And that ink vent calendar, was that not brilliant or what? I debated and debated about getting the ink vent calendar when it first came out, but I just wasn't sure, and I didn't know, and I hemmed and hawed, and then of course they sold out, and then people started opening them, and oh my goodness, they were so amazing. Why didn't I get one? And then now everybody's like, oh, is there going to be another one? Let's get the next one. But, you know, they came out with 25 unique inks. So I think they need a little time to recuperate because that was a lot of ink. All right. Here is Diatrimentis Chianti. Now, somebody had these Diatrimentis inks on sale. I guess they were on clearance. They were getting rid of them or something. I don't know. So I bought several bottles because I just don't have many Diatrimentis inks. But why am I always buying stuff on clearance? Why don't I just buy the inks that I want to buy? Because I love a bargain. Is a bargain a bargain if you're buying stuff that you don't really need or you don't really want? I don't know. But let's see what this ink looks like because I haven't even swatched it yet. So Chianti, I would imagine, is a nice wine red color. That is nice. And darker reds are definitely my preference. I'm not into really bright reds, you know, true red, lipstick red, anything like that. Candy apple red, nope. So I thought this Chianti color might be more my speed. And it is nice. And I am glad to have more Diatrimentis inks in my collection. But I really need to explore Diatrimentis more, because they do make nice inks and they do have some very nice colors. And some of their colors are really fun, you know, like Alexander Hamilton. You know, they name inks after people, and those are really fun. I do have a bottle of Alexander Hamilton. It's one of the only bottles of Diatrimentis that I have. So now here's the next question. I have all these bottles. Should I do all of the Diatrimentis inks together and then do the other ones? Yes, I'm going to do that. And there's such an interesting shape to their bottles. I don't know, they look like little, I don't know, little gnomes or something. They're cute. Okay, this is kiwi fruit. And you can see in the bottle that he is green. Ooh, uh-oh, might have gotten too much ink on that one. I have the worst time making E's, especially on this watercolor paper. I don't understand why. Kiwi fruit. For some reason, that reminds me very much of Kermit the Frog. I love Kermit. I love the Muppets. So wonderful. Whoa, that is much lighter than I was expecting. Whew. Gosh, it looks much lighter than the writing did with the glass nib. So I would definitely say this is one that would need to be used in a broader nib. Very interesting. Ooh, gotten somebody all over my fingers. I think that's Mr. Chianti. All right, and who else do we have here? Let me see. This is Dianthus. Dianthus is a flower, and I think the Dianthus flower comes in different colors, but generally it's known to be pink. And this is looking very pink. Oh, and did you notice that my cards now have rounded corners because I found my corner rounder, which makes me so happy, but it makes Gus so unhappy because I had to punch a bunch of cards and he did not enjoy that. Poor Gus. I got a lot of ink on this gold nib. Gold nib, glass nib. I got a lot of ink on the glass nib. And ooh, I'm getting it all over my fingers too. Let me see. Ink, ink, ink. I'm glad that glass nibs wash off so easily. Alrighty. Oops. Now this is feeling pretty dry, but it is super bright. Gosh, this kind of reminds me of Noodler's Cactus Fruit Eel. Ooh. If you've been following along with my videos, you know I'm doing 30 inks 30 days and I'm using Noodler's inks. So we will definitely compare this guy with Cactus Fruit Eel when I get to it. but it just feels really dry. Yeah, we ain't getting no drip out of this guy. Whew. That ink is not getting off the Q-tip anytime today. All right, I think I have one more Diatrimentis. Let's see, this is dark blue. Ooh. Now I heard somebody say that Diatrimentis has their ink colors and then sometimes they name them after people. So I don't know if this dark blue ink is actually something else, you know, under a different name, like Alexander Hamilton is also known as aubergine. So if you know about this dark blue ink and if it's named after somebody, I would love to know. I'm excited to try it though. Dark blue. Alrighty. Let's see what we got. Now I don't know much about Diatrimentis inks. I don't know if they're usually, oh my goodness. I was going to say I don't know if they're usually dry, like in my experience, Robert Oster has been mostly dry, and that Dianthus ink was very dry, but this one is super wet, wet and dark. Oh my goodness, that is fabulous. I might need to get this one in a pen. Well, of course I need to get all of them in a pen, but I mean get it in a pen more quickly. And I'm just letting his drip around a little bit. Wow, that is beautiful. I am managing to get quite a few blue inks in this group, but that is no surprise because I love blue ink. Okay. Now I think those are all of my Diatrimentis inks. Yes. So I think Gus is making some going outside noises. So we will pause for a moment while I go let him out, and I will be right back. Okay, so Gus is outside, and he might be out there for 30 seconds or 30 minutes, but we're just going to keep going, and I will let him back in when he's ready to come back in. So these are my new Colorverse inks. Yes, I have a lot of Colorverse inks. For some reason, I was thinking these were Ferris wheel press, but no, this is Colorverse. So gosh, I've got the Colorverse samples, and I've got those cute little bottles, and now I have these bigger bottles. My goodness, I have got Colorverse on the brain. So this is Purple Cosmo, and this is a Drum Ghouls exclusive, I believe. So let's see. If it's purple, it can't be wrong. Am I right? Alrighty. Let's see what this guy looks like. Colorverse. Now I wonder why it's called Purple Cosmo instead of Purple Cosmos. Because a cosmo is a flower. And of course, cosmos is space, the universe. But it's Purple Cosmo. I don't know. You know, when I got up to let Gus out, I should have gotten a clean paper towel. Because I have one, but he's pretty inky. But he'll do. He'll do until Gus comes back in, which will be any moment, of course. Ooh, that is a bright magenta. Yeah, I wouldn't exactly call this purple. And he's feeling a little bit dry. You can hear it squeaking, the Q-tip squeaking on the card. because the ink just doesn't want to come off. So let's see if we get a drip out of him. Nope, no drip there. Nope, no drip there. It's behaving suspiciously like the Dianthus ink. Is it the same ink? Did they send me the wrong bottle? I don't know. But we will let all of this dry and see what we have at the end. Okay, so this is, oh, let me put the card away. Good heavens, what am I doing? This was another Drum Ghouls exclusive, NASA Blue. And did this come in a shimmering version? I want to say so, but of course I got the non-shimmering one. Or maybe there wasn't even a shimmering one. I can't remember. But I love blue. And I love Colorverse. And I love Drum Ghouls. Okay, who out there loves Drum Ghouls? Whoop, whoop, Drum Ghouls. Okay, I'm being silly. Sorry. I can't wait to go there someday so I can mess around with their ink bar. I was just reading online about this guy that works there. It was one of their old newsletters, and he said at the time that he'd worked there for about 3 years. And I think the newsletter was about 3 years old. But he was talking about all the things he did to learn. I'm sorry, my glass pen is very wet for some reason. I'm just making sure it doesn't have ink on it. I mean, ink on it in a place I don't want it to have ink. But he was talking about learning about all of the inks and making different swatch books and things, and that just sounded like so much fun. This is NASA Blue. Alrighty, NASA's awesome. So if you had the opportunity to go to Mars, if NASA was looking for civilian colonists, so to speak, would you go? Would you take a one-way ticket to Mars? I don't think I would. Living in space is hard, and you would be on that little spaceship for years, and then when you get to Mars, that would be hard. So, no, I don't think so. I mean, if you're looking for a strange environment, ooh, now this one feels much wetter, and this color is gorgeous. Wow. But if you're looking for that otherworldly environment, you can find that under the ocean, because that's a pretty inhospitable environment for humans. You know, you have to wear a suit and take air with you and all that stuff, and if you don't handle it in the right way, it'll kill you. You know, you can get the bends. So if you're looking for a challenge, I recommend scuba diving. Will I ever go scuba diving? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. Oh, I think Gus is barking. Hold on. Yep, he's barking at me. Hold on one second. Okay, Gus is driving me nuts because he didn't want to come in, even though he was barking at me, but whatever. But I did take the opportunity to get a clean paper towel. So, that is just doing all kinds of interesting things as it's drying. So he will be fun to look at. Well, they're all fun to look at, but you know. Alrighty, who is next? I do have yet more Colorverse. This is Milky Lavender. Now this is a new line that they've come out with. Let me see, where's the box? These are their new project inks. So, I don't know, I guess they're trying different things with the inks. So, that's okay with me. I like trying new things too. So this one is called Milky Lavender. And this one caught my eye because what is my favorite ink? Milky Ocean from Troublemaker. And I like lavender, so Milky Lavender, There can't be anything bad about that, right? And I do have some exciting news. I purchased some Troublemaker inks from a German retailer, and they are on the way. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait for them to get here. I seem to have already mentioned that. I guess that was in my 30 inks 30 days video. But I will say it again, my Troublemaker inks are on the way and I could not be more excited. So we'll have to have a Troublemaker party when they come. So this is Colorverse. Ooh. Well, again, I would not call that lavender. I would not call that purple. I would call that pink. Gosh, we got a lot of pink inks today. This is Milky. I'm trying to write slowly so the camera won't shake. Lavender. Very interesting. Now, I haven't read up on the details about this new line of inks, so I don't know if they're, you know, using experimental ingredients or if they're just trying new colors or properties. And I'm putting the cap on the bottle and I haven't even swatched it yet. My goodness. So yeah, I'm not sure what to expect from these inks. Ooh, that feels very wet. Oh my goodness. Can you see that? It's like the ink is moving around. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get up a little bit closer to the camera and see if you can see that. Because where it's puddling, it's kind of reacting to itself. That is crazy. I think it's alive. Oh my goodness. Wow. I have never seen an ink do that before. It was like it was like oil and water. As I was moving the swab, the ink was moving away from itself on the paper, if that makes any sense. That is crazy. And I hear Gus woofing at me again. Oh, I'm gonna woof him. Okay, and then I did my little drip, and it has just spread out on the paper. I can't see the drip anymore. That is crazy. What is this ink doing? It's taking over the planet. Wow. Okay. And I have yet another Colorverse ink. This is one of those project ones. This is Cotton Blue because, you know, I had to get the blue one. So let's see what he looks like. And I might have to go let Gus in. Because he's going to keep barking until I let him in. But I tried to let him in before, and he wouldn't come in. Not that any of you are interested in hearing about my travails with Gus. He's such a sweetheart, though. All right, this is Colorverse. Ooh. Cotton Blue. That is so pretty. Now, for some reason, I was thinking about the Ferris Wheel Press Cotton Candy. Is that the one that's so pale that it's just not readable? I haven't tried that one yet, but I was a little concerned when I bought this. And of course, I did buy the gigantic bottle. I didn't get a sample. I was a little concerned that it was going to be hard to read, but so far, so good. And I already see some interesting shading in the writing. So let's see what the ink does. Ooh, it's doing that thing again. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to try to get up in front of the camera again to see if you guys can see it too. It's like the ink is moving away from itself. Well, it's not doing it quite so much on the already saturated areas, but let's see if we can get a drip. And we can. Oh, that's funny. It's following my last swipe with Q-tip. It's alive. Well, I haven't tried these in a pen yet, so they should be pretty interesting. If you have written with these, I would love to know about your experience, because that is just crazy. Okay, who do we have that's left? Let me see. I did that one, and I did that one. Ah, last but not least, the pièce de résistance. My very first bottle of the Diamine Inkvent inks. Oh, I have debated and debated about which ones to get, and I was reading up on all the different inks, and I didn't know which one I wanted to get. And I suppose I could have gotten samples, but I just like plunging right in and getting a bottle. So this is the bottle that I chose. It is Holly, and it is a sheening ink. Yay! Oh, goodness. And these have never been opened before. The lids are all very tight on these guys. That way we know they're nice and fresh. Okay. So this is Diamine. Do I want to call it Inkvent? I do. Inkvent Holly. Now I do have my eye on some other Inkvent inks, but one at a time, one at a time. Or, you know, maybe two at a time. We'll see. But oh, that's right. Oh my gosh. I got this back in December because Drum Ghouls was doing their ink of the day. And all of the ink of the day, all of the inks of the day were on sale. Like they were like 10% off or something. So I got Holly because it was 10% off. Ooh, oh, very interesting. Oh, that's such a pretty color. But it's seeming a little dry. And there's that weird area where the ink didn't stick. Of course, you never know if, you know, what else I've gotten on these cards. But I put a nice drip on there, so that should give us some nice sheen. Alrighty. Well, I am going to go see what's going on with Gus, and I'm going to let these dry, and I will be back in a minute, and we will take a look. Alright, I think everything has had a chance to dry, so let's take a look. Here is Lamy Blue Black. It's a very nice blue-black color. It does have a little bit of sheen. Let me see if I can get you guys to see that. I don't think so. Oof. The lighting is just never on our side, is it? But anyway, there's a little bit of red sheen around the drip. And I do see some shading in the writing. That's pretty. This is a nice ink. All right, next up we have Diamine Midnight. This is a bit more saturated blue, and it does have some sheen. You can kind of see it there. I want to say this is kind of some orangish sheen. It's hard to see though. And of course this watercolor paper does not showcase an ink's properties at their best, but it does give us a hint of what the inks might look like. So that's a very pretty color. And again, I love Diamine blues. I have so many of them and I always want more. Here is Diatrimentis Chianti, and this is a kind of a soft maroon color. It's not a bright red, it's not a true red, it's a softer color. And it's very nice, and it does seem to have some shading in the writing. I don't see any sheen on it, and of course no shimmer. But that's a very nice red. Here is Diatrimentis Kiwi Fruit. it's a very soft green, and the swatch concerns me. It is very light, which makes me wonder how readable it would be in a pen. But then the writing with the glass nib is perfectly readable, and that's a very nice green. So, of course, this would need some more experimentation, but that is a very nice green color. Kind of I would say kind of a grass green, but not quite that bright. It's a softer green, but very pretty. And again, I didn't see any sheen on that one. All right, here is Diatrimentis Dianthus, and this is a bright pink. Definitely in the magenta category. And it looks like there's some sheen. Can we see that sheen? It looks kind of orange. Ooh. It was on the dry side. It did not want to come off of the Q-tip. And then those two little blobs I managed to get have some interesting looking kind of orangey gold sheen. I don't think that's going to show up on the camera very well, but it's definitely there. A very interesting color. And not our only magenta today. Here is Diatrimentis Dark Blue. That's a very pretty blue. It does have some red sheen around the edges. And let's just compare it with our Lamy Blue Black. The Lamy color, I would say, is less saturated. It's more of a softer blue-black. And then the Diamine Midnight. The Diamine Midnight seems a bit more purple than the Diatrimentis color. But they're both darker blues, and they both have some red sheen. Very pretty. Of course, I'm a fan of blue. What can I say? All right, and who is next? How about Colorverse Purple Cosmo? Woo! And my goodness, I think it's still drying. I've let these dry for quite a long time. And he looks like he's still wet. I kind of want to stick my finger in it, but, you know, that would just be a big old mess. But, yeah, I wouldn't exactly call this purple. I would definitely put this in the magenta category. Can we see that sheen? Oh, yep, there it is. Now, is that just sheen or is it wet? I think the dot on the left looks wet, and the one on the right looks dry. Interesting. And let's compare it with our friend Dianthus here. They are pretty close. The Purple Cosmo is a bit darker, but they're both that bright magenta color. They're both kind of dry, and they both have that sheen. Can I get the sheen to show up on the Dianthus? It just doesn't want to show up. It's showing up on the Colorverse ink a little better. But yeah, these are really close to each other. And let's look at the writing. Yeah, the Dianthus is just a bit brighter pink color, but they're very close. All right, and who else do we have here? Let's see. Here is the Colorverse NASA Blue, a beautiful dark blue with some red sheen. Can we see that sheen? There it is. Oh, he still looks a little bit wet too. My goodness. Red sheen, pink sheen. I guess that's some pink sheen. But very pretty blue. I love blue. What can I say? Very nice. I think he's a bit more purple than any of our other inks. I would say Midnight is the closest of our swatches today, but the NASA Blue is definitely much more of a blurple, can we say. And who else do we have here? Here is the Colorverse Milky Lavender. And that is just a crazy color. Look at the shading on that writing. Very interesting. And you can see the different layers of when I was swatching the ink. This was some freaky ink, let me tell you. I don't know if it showed up on the camera, but it was just like, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen. The ink was just like running away from itself. I don't even know how to explain it. But it's very pretty, and I would love to get this in a pen. Ooh, nice. And I've got a big old bottle to play with, so thank goodness I like it, right? All right, here is the Colorverse Cotton Blue. I don't think this has quite as much shading as the Milky Lavender. And I think the Milky Lavender was the more reactive of the two inks, the one that had the bigger reaction on the paper. But this is still very pretty. It's kind of a soft blue. And just for fun, comparing it with the Lamy Blue Black. The Blue Black definitely has that gray undertone that Blue Blacks usually have. And this is a much more softer, truer blue. Very pretty. I don't see any sheen on it, but I'm sure it's a wonderful shader. All right, last but not least, here is the Diamine Inkvent Holly. My very first of the Inkvent inks, and this is a sheener, and boy does it sheen. That looks like some pink sheen to me. I always have a hard time deciding what color the sheens are, you know, but this one looks pink to me. And I don't know what was going on in that area right there. I must have gotten some oil from my hands or something on that, because that was just weird. But that's a beautiful green, and you can see, or I can see, the sheen on the writing. I don't know if I can get you guys to see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it there a little bit. So I think this would definitely be a heavy sheener when you write with it. Very pretty. And I'm very glad I got this, and I can't wait to get some more of the Inkvent inks. So nice. So where am I going to put him? I'm going to put him right there. All right, those are our inks for today, so I hope you enjoyed this. And if you have a favorite, let me know. I'm always interested to know what inks people are into. This one, this one's freaky. I don't know. And I really like that one. And I like that one. And I like them all because, you know, I love ink. But I hope you enjoyed this. And don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.